All right. So once you have your initials and your basics set up in the right manner, you have set up your whole profile. Now it comes to creating content and connecting with like-minded peoples first. So instead of directly going for clients, try to first increase your network within the community that you have, like the niche you are in. If you are a writer, connect with some writers so that you see the world from a different end. Because see, until unless you are not on social media and you do not consume other people's content, you don't, you usually tend to have pretty much very selective information. But once you go over here, you have an overflow of information. So it is necessary for you to see that thing as well. So what you're going to do is, now you have to start creating content. So if you want to create content from a client's perspective, for that we will be talking about in the next one. The next lesson would be all about clients. This is all about you as a freelancer and you connecting with the other freelancers and you creating content. All right, I hope that makes sense. So now let us get straight into it. See, now you will have to see what kind of content you want to create. All right, you'll have to see what things you want to create content around, and you will have to think about a lot of things first. What is it? So initially, if you want to create content and that is going to be your first post, it should be more about that you introduce yourself to this community, because the community is pretty good and people here are really supportive. And once you push out that kind of post, you will be getting a lot of traction. That is what I have seen usually. Like, you will get some good amount of traction and people would be there for you, and you can then connect with them. The only thing you need to get in mind even before we start, and this infinite scrolling is going on for a purpose, that the first post that you will be posting and the first 2 months are going to be hell of a mess. And for that, I want to take you to the first post that I had on LinkedIn so that you can get your expectations straight, because that's what I like to do even before diving into any topic. So we are almost there. This is my first post. You see, 220 impressions, only 4 likes, 0 comments. You see, this is going to be the case for the majority. I know a few people who introduced themselves in such a manner, like they went with a full-fledged post that this is my first post on LinkedIn. My name is this, I do this, my purpose of coming on LinkedIn, and I would really like to connect with you guys. They had a photo, a text, and that post went semi-viral, or you can say viral, and they got very good traction. But that is rare. Majority of us would be in this category. 4 likes, 220 impressions, and this doesn't improve for the next 1 or 2 months. If you don't believe me, you can just go into my profile and go down this. Like, you just need to click this button in the between your mouse wheel, and you can just infinite scroll down. You see second one also, 179 2, 66 4, 27 4. Keep on saying this didn't get anything. None. 6 comments, 8 impressions, 318 212. You see this is how shit goes. And then you will get a break, like suddenly you will bounce. But then it doesn't works. It vanishes. See, this got good engagement as compared to the others. But after that, what? Oh, that time polls were doing great. Last year, the polls were doing really great. But what happened with the polls was you didn't get any engagement. You only get these many comments and that stuff, and you will get a good amount of votes, good amount of followers. I don't know why people follow after polls, but it is not successful. Again, see, this should happen. Nothing, nothing, nothing. And this kept on going. Like, this is about last Christmas when I was offering a writing consultancy. No one showed up. Like, no, there were a few, I guess. There were 2 to 3 who showed up, but majority didn't. Now when I go for a free consultation or that stuff, I'm booked within the first 2 hours. And mostly it is usually within the first hour that the slots are filled. That's the difference. You see, nothing is working until unless I was creating constant with consistency. I tried everything out initially. You see how bad of a profile this looks. This is not the web of now. Now I am completely different. Now my whole content pillars are set, but initially this was the web of no one knew existed. That's why I say you need to exist. You need to show people that you exist. Now this can be boring, monotonous, or whatever you think, but this is what you need to hear. This is how it shit actually is. And you see these numbers that are rising now slowly and steadily. This is because that okay. So this is because that I created content with this expectation that I do not have to expect anything for the next 2 to 3 months. I didn't. And shit worked out at the moment when I was thinking of leaving this shit, that okay, this can't be done anymore. Let me just try a different platform or something like that. But then suddenly, this one out of nowhere, it blew up. And after that, I posted a personal story and that went good. And after that, shit started going pretty well. So you see, a year back, it was at 224. 2 months after, we were sitting at almost 10x the impressions and 28x the likes and comments. And after that, things started going good. You see, this is where I got the break. After that, this one gave another breakthrough. 96, 31, 66, 99, 55, 30, 32, 39. And that's how things went on going. And after that, I got the traction. I kept on doing the things that I was doing, and then it went up. So when you see a year back, like right now you have 10 months, initially there was 1 year on the last post. Within 2 to 3 months, this is what happened. And this can be the same case with you. But all you need to do is you have to hit and try. So the whole point was you have to hit and try. There is no such strategies that I can tell you that you create this kind of content. That no. How can I tell you something that I have not tried? I have tried hit and trials, so obviously I'll talk about hit and trials because that's something that I have tried and that gave me results. So I'll only talk about the things that have worked for me. Right now, it doesn't mean that it will also take you this much time. No, there are exceptions. It may take you a month, it's but 15 days, but all you need to do is you have to be consistent in every aspect of creating, engaging, and connecting. This is not a result of just creating content without engaging. I used to be like LinkedIn was my second home. I used to engage with people, I used to connect with them and all that stuff. That's how you reach to this point. All right, and after that, when you leave consistency, this shit happens. I was not consistent, all fell down as soon as I became consistent again. You see it now. Now it has becoming constant on 40s, 50s, and that lane, right? This is what in and all actually is. What I can help you with is that I can tell you what kind of content works the most and what not. So see, initially text used to do really well, but nowadays the algo is kind of transitioning, so text posts are really making it hard to get engagement on. So right now media is working well because see what happens in text posts. Let me show you the difference. So in a text post, you got these first 3 4 lines, then you have this see more button, right? This is a very good point, listen to it carefully. You have this thing, okay? In a media post, you have this much text and this much image. What do you think will get more traction? You see, this went pretty good. This did well. 11,129, 161, 92 reposts. Because media takes this much space along with this much. So your text is only this. Text plus media takes this much portion on anyone's feed. See the difference, right? That is the thing. Newsletters, we'll talk about it later on. They are a gold mine. Literally, they are a gold mine. This is the difference between text. Only on text you see only this much section. In media you see this whole of a section and then you are like, okay, let us go. Then comes video content that I don't think initially you would be really comfortable with, but video content would really help you a lot in making yourself credible and establish some authority, because once you show up your face, people usually tend to connect more with you, and that's what I had tried. So after that you build real connection. So if you are somebody who wants to build real connection with the community, you need to go with videos and all that stuff, because they help a lot. Then you have these carousels, and they tend to perform well. Like from the beginning they are performing really well. You have these options right now. If you want really good engagement, you can go with images plus text, carousels plus text a little bit, videos with a small 2 to 3 lines only in the, what do you say, in the body, and then just the video. And if you want only text based, then you really need to put in some hard work, and you really need to come up with some topics that help you out. See, if I want to sell you any bullshit, I can just show you this one, that okay, see, yeah, this went viral and all that stuff. But no, you have to find out your own taste. Like people go up with the formulas of pain, agitate, solution, target the pain points, create content around it. Like that is fine, but there is no such template. They are like, hook them, let them know, persuade them. No, that is just another term coined to make themselves superior. All you need to do is you need to create content that adds value to other people's time. Now what do you think, why this shit got it got kind of, you can leave it, I'll leave it on you, you can't to say it viral or not. Why do you think it went so? Because I touched a topic that everybody wanted to know, like, do LinkedIn freelancers really make crores? And then I have this bad habit of putting a disclaimer in my content. I don't know why. And then you have this line, and then people wanted to know more, and that's why it has such a good engagement. And in the other thing as well, it is just like the same. If I have to flex one thing, that would be my community, and here is why. So people would like to know why. They click see more. So that is how things work. So this is the concept of rush fee. Like I don't think you have even heard of it. So let us talk about it right now too. Let us leave it. It will be pretty overwhelming for you. This is the image content. These are the carousel format. So you see, I'm using a mix of everything that is working for me, but mostly I'm going with this text-based stuff, because I like this one. I like the text one creating the most, because this takes time. This carousel takes time, and I don't have that much time to create. The video takes time. Like a 5 minute video that you see, that doesn't only take 5 minutes. Like sometimes it takes 15, 20. And after you, then you have to add the subtitles and all that stuff. So it takes time. But if you don't have that much time, you can't go with it, right? And this is about the content creation part. This is about the video part. So you see, video content also performs well. 116, 102, and yeah, this was the post. Like if you see here, like LinkedIn is messy at times, so I'll talk about it in some other lesson if I want to. Things you don't need to do on LinkedIn, because see, if you have that, this post was marked as spam by our system, so I have to deal with a lot of shit. So I have restrictions and all that shit. All right, so this is about the content creation part. Now you have to coming on to the connections part. So see, for that you need to follow some good creators. Initially, go with the big ones like Justin or another one who are there. I can't recall that much names right now. So you go to them, you see what people are commenting in their comment section. All right, so I'll see if we have somebody who is a writer over here. Okay, now see, this one is lessons learned from 0 to 28K. What marks one, not nine. Then you go into the comment section, you see like-minded people who have. So see, this is where your lines come in. Like see, if we talk about Samiksha, it is like helping e-commerce and SaaS businesses to 5x their revenue, email marketer. All right. So then if you go to the profile, you'll find out. So if I want to connect with somebody who is from my field, like if there is a content writer, I'm looking for one. If we go about Divesh, okay, he's a personal branding strategist. You go to his profile, you see his content. If you like his content, you just click on connection request and you just connect with them. That is how things work. It is as simple as that. Let us look for a good example if we can find it somewhere. Any writers here from Web3? Let us see. So this is where you will have to put in some time, because you need to connect with like-minded people who can then add value to your feed and you can read their content. Okay, so let us just go with this profile of her meet. So she's a freelance content writer. She has a pretty good following. You have to check the profile of these people who have already established and have their mark. You see their posts are also performing good. The about section is also the same thing. Have you heard this? It might take a year, it might take a day, but what's meant will be always find its way. If you have it or not, so then that's why you have the about section done, you have the experience section, and everything is done. So if you like their content, You want to connect with them, you just go on to this more button, connect it. Now here is the thing, you have to add a note, because what happens is if you personalize your request, it increases the chances of getting accepted. Because people who have this much following, it is not that they don't have a lot of people who are already waiting for their request to be accepted. Now if we talk about Harmeet, at the moment she is at 13,828 followers, 13,828. So there would be a lot of people who would like to join her network, but there is a high chance if somebody comes up with a personalized request telling her that what kind of content they like the most, why do they want to connect with her, they give her a reason that okay, I liked your content really this much, we are in the same industry and I thought it would be good to connect with you, so I'd like to join your network. That would make sense. And how would it show up? I'll show you one example. See, Shivam Singh follows you and is inviting you to connect me. So he has sent me a request, a personalized connect request. So he wants to connect with me, and here is his reason that I saw your profile on LinkedIn. I saw you are in content strategy as well, and I would love to connect with you and know more about work. So that's fine. Like if I click on see all, I'll show you. There are a lot of people who do not send any. So this guy stands out. And what happens after he stands out? I simply accept it. And then we take the conversation forward, and that's how things work. So this increases your chances. Now same, I we took the example of Harmeet. So her profile would be like pretty much the same. Now I have 134 people over here, in hers it would be in thousands. So whoever sends this personalized request, they stand out. And even if she just scrolls down here, they will see, like if I scroll down, I see that somebody has sent a request and he's not connected. I'll find out why he wants to connect, and if that's good to me, I'll add him. That's it. And then we can just connect over in the DMs. Connecting is that easy. You see, it's that fucking easy. It's not at all that oh, you need to do this search, do that search. Or if you don't want to do that much pain, what you're gonna do is you wanna just write content writer. If you're a content writer, select on posts, or you can select people initially to make it more easy. And now I have people who are content writers. If I click on any profile, Bhavik Kumar, let us see, a content writer. But see, this is how usually most the profiles would be, no banner, nothing like that. And I guess he's inactive too. Yeah, he doesn't create constant content. So you would like to connect with people who are active. Now let us see this profile. Now if I'll watch 7 to 8 or 10 profiles in a row, LinkedIn is going to create some shit. If I go into mutual, and do we have somebody, yeah, like let us go with Nimisha's profile. Now you want to connect with people like Nimisha who are consistent, kind of consistent, like she was really consistent, something must be going on in the back end, that's why she's not, who have a clear cut good BG, they know what they're talking about, they have a decent following, and they are active. You want active people in your network. You don't want people who are ghosts. No one like ghosts. All right, so this is all about how you have to connect. Now there are a lot of other ways you can connect with other people. So whomever you want to connect with, just send a personalized note. That's it. It's that easy. There is nothing much in it. And now I know most of you would already know this shit. Then why did you watch it? Because I told you it is all about the basics, and if you want to know about the clients, it's in the next lesson. If solely you are about for clients, then it's going to be in the next lesson. This was only for people who want to know how they can connect. They have just made their profile and all that stuff. So now in the next one, we will be talking about a few metrics that you can see, and we will be talking about how to get clients and how to monitor your content.